check out ESPN Film's newly released 30 for 30 podcast. From the producers of our award-winning documentary series, this is an amazing collection of sports stories you need to hear to believe. Speaking of amazing, Delta Airlines and the Fly Delta app make your travel experience amazingly easy with real-time bag tracking, e-boarding, and passport scanning during check-in. And don't forget to download 30 for 30 podcast to fill your flight with stories that will keep you coming back for more.
This is the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
I'm Stephen A. Number 2 for the Stephen A. Smith Show here with you for the next hour or so over the airways of ESPN Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 80. Number to call up as always is 866-729-ESPN. That's 866-729-3776. Just wanted to take another moment to give some props to the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's something special, man. I mean, 79-32 translates to about 115-win season. Destroyed the Mets over this past weekend in New York. Won by a cumulative score of 21-4. Pitching a pair of shutouts along the way. Yu Darvish looked good in his Dodger debut. Justin Turner got back on track. Just reading an article from the LA Times right now. Cody Bellinger, he smacked a pair of home runs. Chris Taylor stayed hot. I mean, I'm just looking at the Dodgers right now. And Adrian Gonzalez is on the disabled list. And so is Kershaw. I mean, what excuse? See, to me, all of this is starting to look bad for the Dodgers. Not good because we've gotten to a point now. I mean, this Yasiel Puig kissing his hitting coach and all of this. I don't give a damn about that. You know what? What the hell is this? The love connection? I don't care about that. I mean, anything to me. He got to show up in the postseason. They got to get it done. Smacked 5 home runs after overcoming an early 3-run deficit against the Mets. Corey Seager's playing well at shortstop. I mean, I don't know what to say. These brothers don't look like they have any weakness. Dave Roberts doing a hell of a job as a manager. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens. I would love it for them to be the Dodgers versus the Yankees. But the Cubs versus the Yankees would be good, too. But, Dodgers should get in the way of that. And damn sure shouldn't let the Nationals get in the way of it either. By the way, on another note, Los Angeles Rams defensive lineman Aaron Donald not expected to end holdout despite deadline. Losing about $40,000 a day, ladies and gentlemen. I don't blame him. Why go out there and risk your health and the tens of millions of dollars that you deserve because the Rams want you to come out and risk everything? They want you to honor your 2-year deal. They don't honor deals. NFL teams don't honor deals. I am in total support of players who find themselves in a position where they can cash in and do everything they can to take advantage of that opportunity. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I wholeheartedly support them. Wholeheartedly. NFL teams assign you the contracts, come to you, ask you to take pay cuts, restructure your deals, cut or waive you. How come the players can't take advantage of the opportunities when they have leverage? I am in complete and total support of Aaron Donald, especially when you consider everybody from Fletcher Cox to J.J. Watt to Von Miller and everybody else and the money that's being doled out there. He's got to get his. I 1,000% support Aaron Donald. 1,000%. You the Rams. You stink. Perpetually. And got the nerve to try to flex with one of your best players? Who the hell do you think you are? The Rams are in no position, none, to walk around like they got leverage. None. I applaud them for getting rid of Jeff Fisher. They're probably still crying over that, the way this dude hypnotized them. Losing, missing the playoffs 16 out of 22 years and still getting contract extensions. I mean, do you realize that Jeff Fisher was so bad when they gave him a contract extension, they actually hid it? They didn't even want the public to know. He didn't want the public to know. Probably. That's how much Jeff Fisher and the Rams stunk. and you got a stud like Aaron Donald, and you're going to hold out on him? You're going to choose him to flex your muscle? When his brother is easily worth over $50 million in guarantees? Now, y'all smoking something. Give Aaron Donald his damn money. He deserves it. Give him his money. L.A., stand up. Because, I mean, the Rams are damn near irrelevant right now. Imagine what they're going to be if they don't have him. That's not what we can say about the Chargers, though. Got a new coach in Anthony Lynn. You still got the same offensive coordinator in Ken Whisenhunt. So you got cohesiveness and structure and a foundation offensively. You got Phillip Rivers, a 14-year veteran, a 6-time Pro Bowler, fresh over throwing for more than 4,300 yards this past season. You got Melvin Gordon, who can run and catch out of the backfield. You got Mike Williams out of Clemson, who got hurt with the herniated disc in his back, and it still don't matter because you still got about 6 weapons to throw the ball to, including Antonio Gates, who's arguably a future Hall of Famer. Chargers going to be all right. I mean, they got a tough division, but they ain't going to stink up the joint. Rams done nothing but stink. I mean, all of us as a city collectively can walk down to the Rams practice facility and collectively pass gas together. And you would still say it's the Rams that stink, not us. That's how bad they are. They're in no position to sit up there and take this position with Aaron Donald. The nerve. Get that man his money. Always choosing the wrong people to flex your muscles. We've got a lot of damn nerves. The hell you think you are? You lucky if anybody come watch you at this damn stadium. By the way, I think the Rams are wise because they're playing at like some 27,000-seat stadium. I mean, the Chargers, I'm sorry. I think that's very smart. You want to ingratiate yourself into the L.A. community from San Diego before you ask 70 or 80,000 people to come see you. I think you got a good shot to get 27,000 people to fill a stadium on a Sunday. I really think that's possible, barring ridiculous traffic, of course. 866-729-ESPN is the number to call up. It's 866-729-3776. Back with more of your phone calls because there's a lot of stuff to get to. You know I want to do that. Have to do that because there are a few things on my mind. And I just want to let y'all know what it is. But I just had to get that off my chest about these damn Rams. They get on my nerves. This is Stephen A. Smith. You're listening to the Stephen A. Smith Show. By the way, when it comes to our cars, one thing is almost certain. Something at some time is going to break down. And if your vehicle warranty is expired, one big repair can actually break your bank. Now, we all know there are auto protection plans out there, but only one stands alone, y'all, and that's Toco Warranty. With Toco, you don't pay upfront fees for service you may never use. Toco makes protecting your car easy with their pay-as-you-go plan. Just pay a small amount each month and keep the protection for as long as you like. With Toco, there is no long-term contract, no upfront fees, and you can cancel at any time. So listen up, get peace of mind, knowing you're protected with the coverage plans on the engine, the electrical, the transmission, the cooling system, drive axle, and more. Plus, enjoy the benefits of roadside assistance and paid rental car fees. Toco's special concierge service guides you through the entire process, from sales to claims to customer service, all under one roof. So don't risk being grounded by auto repairs you can't afford. See if you qualify for Toco at 800-211-2884. That's 800-211-2884. That's 800-211-2884. 84. You are listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio.
You're listening to Love Advice with Leanne. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Leanne. Longtime listener, first-time caller. Why, in your professional opinion, do you never take my calls off the air?
Is this Carl?
Yep, it's Carl. I mean, we had a few dates. Everything was great. I thought,
Well, you know, when you switch to Geico, you could save a lot of money on car insurance.
Okay, awesome.
You should call them.
I will.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
You're listening to the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Back to the phones we go. Back here on the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio. That's 710 ESPN LA, 98.7 FM, New York City, and, of course, nationwide over the airwaves of ESPN Radio, Sirius XM style, channel 80, 866-729-ESPN is always the number to call up. That's 866-729-3776. Back to the phones we go. Let's go to Jeremy in Staten Island. You're live with Stephen A. How you doing, Jeremy? How's everything going?
Good. How's it going, man?
Talk to me, bro. What's up?
All right. So the guy before who had a top 5 with MJ at the top, I agree with that, but I had a few changes to make to that list.
Go ahead.
Instead, I got MJ, Muhammad Ali, Jesse Owens, Jackie Robinson, Bill Russell.
Give me that order again, please.
Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Jesse Owens, Jackie Robinson, and then Bill Russell.
All right, 2 to 5. Muhammad Ali, Jesse Owens, Jackie Robinson, and who was the 5th?
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell. All of them have, obviously, a very, very different social history coupled with their athletics than that of Michael Jordan. So why do you have Michael Jordan number 1, followed by those specific 4?
Because he may not have broke the barrier of playing the game, but as far as athletes being able to brand themselves, he is the person who created that by far. There's no athlete before him who gave athletes the freedom to make their career, which a lot of them are not that long, into something that they could prosper off for the rest of their life.
You're talking about Michael Jordan?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, man, I don't have a problem with that list. That's a damn good one. It's a damn good one, Jeremy. Kudos to you, man.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Take it easy. John, you're live with Stephen A. on ESPN Radio. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for calling the show. How are you?
How's it going, Stephen A?
All right.
No,
Speak up so my listeners can hear you, buddy.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to inform you the first African-American golfer was Charles Sippert, born in the 20s, played through the 60s and the 70s. But other than that.
Okay.
Oh, you knew that?
Yeah. I mean, it's something I've reported on in the past, but go ahead.
All right. No, that guy was saying Tiger Woods. I was dead wrong. No, you got me a little tuned up with that golfers not being athletes. I want you to dive into that phone book and call up Michael Irving, Steph Curry, Iguodala.
I have. No. But you have to remember, they have profound respect for all of those golfers because it takes a special skill, and there's no way you can diminish that. You know, so there's nobody. You're not trying to disrespect golfers by saying. You remember that time, John Kruk? Remember John Kruk? You used to play for the Philadelphia Phillies and was he was a broadcaster for ESPN. Remember him?
Oh yeah, I know him.
John Kruk. Remember that time he said, "I'm not an athlete. I'm a baseball player."
All right, I see where you're going.
Because he's like I have a special skill. But look at me, this pot belly. I like to drink some beer. I ain't trying to run 20 miles. I ain't trying to do all that. I can just swing that bat and I can play this game. And I'm saying to you, with golfers, you can play that game. But you don't have to be an athlete to play golf.
You hurt me with that one, man. Still
isn't it true?
You hurt me with that one.
But isn't it true? I know it hurt your feelings, but is it not true?
I can't agree with you. I'm sorry, but I respect.
Hold on. You don't believe that you don't have to be an athlete to play golf?
You need a certain level of athleticism.
How is it that dudes in their 60s go out on the senior tour swinging the golf club?
Oh, but that's a senior tour. They're not playing the top.
But what I'm saying to you is this: you don't see basketball folks doing that, football players doing that.
Basketball court doesn't mean you can make it in the NBA.
No, I'm not talking about making it anywhere. I'm not talking about your level of skill. I'm saying the athleticism and the physical gifts that are required to play those sports doesn't necessarily exist in golf.
I'm inclined to disagree, man.
Okay.
I'm inclined to disagree.
Okay, you're inclined, but you ain't doing it vociferously enough because you know better. They're not athletes. They're great golfers. They're skilled individuals, but they're not athletes.
Stephen A., I don't think you could be beaten in a debate, man. I don't think you can.
I don't think so either. I'm pretty much the man, but I appreciate you acknowledging that, and I got love for you for it, my brother. Thank you so much, man. Take it easy. Vertus, you're live with Stephen A. Talk to me, man. What's up?
What's going on, Doc?
Talk to me, man.
Hey, I want to break something down to you because you seen that you can't get this Jerry Jones love for Tony Romo aspect. So I'm gonna break it down to you why he got so much love.
Go ahead and try.
Okay.
Go ahead.
After Troy Aikman left, who were the quarterbacks after Troy Aikman?
Oh, but was it Quincy Carter? Was it him? I'm trying to remember.
Quincy.
I think it was Quincy Carter. I think it was.
Okay, you got Quincy Carter, Ryan Leaf, Drew Henson, Chad Hutchinson. Let me see, Vinny Testaverde. You had all of these quarterbacks. The Cowboys wasn't even relevant at the time. Correct. When Tony Romo came on the scene, that made the Cowboys irrelevant again. They didn't. Tony Romo didn't win. He didn't win any Super Bowls, like you said. But
keep going, because you're making me laugh. Keep going.
But he brought them back to relevancy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and think about this.
Relevancy.
You always brag about
Stop. I got a few questions for you, and don't you dare wiggle out of this. You answer my damn questions. Do you understand me? Don't wiggle out of this. All right, I need quick answers because I got a bunch of questions. Okay?
Okay.
You a Cowboys fan?
All my life.
How many Super Bowls you win?
5.
What do you define as relevance?
What you mean relevant?
What do you define as relevance?
At one point, when Troy Aikman,
you're dancing, Vertus.
You're dancing. The Dallas Cowboys wasn't even on TV. They wasn't even showing the Dallas Cowboys games on TV. I know because I was going somewhere else watching them. They wasn't even relevant.
All right. Stop right there. How old are you?
I'm 47.
You're 47. I'm 49. You're 47, right? That means we grew up in the same generation, bro. When we grew up, what were the Cowboys doing?
Winning.
Winning what?
Super Bowls.
What Tony Romo do?
Wait a minute.
Come on, Vertus. Give it to me, Vertus. Give it to me.
This is the point. But this is the thing. Tony Romo did the best he could with what he had. You talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Can I ask you a question?
Wait a minute. You say Aaron Rodgers. He never had a defense. Tony Romo never had a defense. This is my point. If Tony Romo gets you a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter and the defense gives it up, is that his fault?
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop. Were there or were there not back-to-back 8-8 seasons where the Dallas Cowboys lost the last regular season game against the Giants, the Redskins, and the Eagles in back-to-back years?
Yes. But guess
was there not a 6-10 season? No. I still got questions. I know Tony Romo didn't play. He only played in 2 of the 3. He didn't play in all 3. I know that. But was there not a 6-10 season before that? Was there not a playoff game where Tony Romo bobbled the snap when Bill Parcells was the coach? Was there not games where Tony Romo threw interceptions that blew it for them? I know he's a gunslinger. I know he could ball. I know he made great plays too. But were there not moments where Tony Romo was the reason that the Dallas Cowboys lost? Yes or no?
No. You know why? Because the reason why Tony Romo made mistakes, because he got them the lead. The defense gave it up. He was trying to make up for the defense. So y'all don't want to talk about that part.
Wow. Wait a minute. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that, Vertus, because you're jumping off the rails. You're jumping off the rails. I know that. I understand that he's had his great moments. I'm talking about the ones that weren't, because we can't say that about Roger Staubach. We can't say that about Troy Aikman. We couldn't even say that about Danny White. You got a guy that you're raving about that was a full-time starter for 9 years, and in 9 years, 4 times he made the playoffs. And in those 4 years, he won 2 playoff games. You got to win at least 3 1 year in order to win a Super Bowl. This dude won a grand total of 2 playoff games in 9 years. Are you really, really sure that you want to sit up here and justify this love fest and love affair that Jerry Jones has with Tony Romo? Because if you do, you are doing a disservice to the Troy Aikmans of the world, the Roger Staubachs of the world, and others. You do understand that?
No, I love all that Cowboys, but you got to take into everything. Tony Romo never had an offensive line until 2 years ago. Never had a decent running back. Marion Barber was okay. He wasn't a very good running back. The defense was suspect.
Vertus, you ain't got to say everything now, because I don't even want to hear from you anymore. The point is, right now, but you are welcome to call back. I'm here all season long, Vertus. I ain't going nowhere. I want you to call back. I'm going to have fun with you because you in denial. You that tell the truth, Vertus, before I let you go. You that dude that was sticking out your chest last year, right? Talking about what the Dallas Cowboys were going to do, right? And how they were going to win the Super Bowl. And then when they lost to Green Bay at 7 o'clock, by about 7:30, 8 o'clock, you were one of those dudes that was like, we're going to win the Super Bowl next year, right? Ain't that you? Tell the truth. That's it. See, Vertus dropped. So, suddenly I can't find Vertus. Typical Cowboys fan. Delusional, not living in reality. That's why I can't stand them. But it's all love. It's affectionate. When I say I can't stand them, I'm just playing around, having fun. But I can't stand Cowboy fans. I love your misery because it's that kind of nonsense right there. The delusional perspectives I just can't take. More of your calls in a minute with Stephen A. on ESPN Radio.
Guess what? You're in the middle of the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Damn it, I mean it.
Senorita. Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio. Back to the phones we go at 866-729-ESPN. That's 866-729-3776. Hey, in New Jersey, you're live with Stephen A. Talk to me. What's up?
Hey, how you doing? Good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Talk to me, man.
I had one thing to say about the top athletes,
Sure.
black athletes. I didn't hear Warren Moon on that list. Nobody said Warren Moon. This is the only black quarterback that won the Super Bowl. And during my time,
Stop. Warren Moon never won the Super Bowl. That's number one. That was Doug Williams. Warren Moon is a Hall of Famer. Great quarterback. Very gifted. But top 50, no.
Is no other brothers that ever won a Super Bowl other than Doug Williams?
Doug Williams. The Warren Moon never. You said Warren Moon.
Yeah, that's my mistake.
Doug Williams. Doug Williams ain't top 50 all time. You give him his props and his respect for pulling it off, but he's not top 50 all the time. All time.
All right, I got you.
Take it easy,
the
bro.
Thing I want to talk.
Oh, go ahead. Real quick. Go ahead.
It was a Kaepernick situation. Like
Sure.
I understand everything, the NFL, how they want to do things or whatever. But if you got a player, he's standing up for something that's right for the black community. And if everybody's agreement for what his stance was, I don't see why wouldn't he be allowed to play in the NFL again.
Because billionaire white owners don't want the problem. Because they believe it will affect their bottom line because he'll alienate a large populace of where they that feeds their coffers rather. Now let me reverse that to you, okay? You are a black man, is that correct, eh?
Yes, sir.
You're a billionaire. And somebody white takes a stance that has nothing to do with you in your eyes. And it affects your bottom line. You going to invite them on your team? See, what I'm trying to say to you is that you ain't wrong for the sensitivity that you have. It just means that you're a good-hearted brother with a good soul, and you're thinking about what's right and righteous. But what I gave you is a practical scenario upon which to view things from their lens. They're not black. They don't believe they're a part of the plight. And even if others do believe it, they don't care. Because their attitude is, we're billionaires. We own a team in the National Football League. These dudes who would otherwise not be making the kind of money that they've been blessed and fortunate enough to make, okay, should toe the line. And if they're not going to toe the line, then we ain't going to pay them. And we're not going to play them, and they're going to have to go somewhere else. I'm telling you, that's through their lens. And the same black folks, meaning me, you, and all of us, who absolutely positively believe that Colin Kaepernick should be in the NFL, have to be sensitive to the fact that when we have ownership of something, we ain't trying to hear somebody else come in and tell us they could do what they want to do while compromising what we're doing. We ain't having it. They got to go. So if we're that way, how can we expect a billionaire owner to be?
You're right.
All right? Got to run, bro. Appreciate the call. Chris in L.A., you're live at Stephen A. Talk to me, man.
Hey, Stephen A., how's it going, man? Real quick, I know you didn't get a chance to talk about the NBA today, but I didn't get a chance to get on the phone with you yesterday regarding
about Kyrie, right? About Kyrie, right? Right, Chris?
Today, but that was
what were you calling? You were calling up here about Kyrie?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Kyrie. I actually had two questions for you.
Go ahead.
One regarding Kyrie, one regarding LeBron and the whole Instagram thing from yesterday.
Sure.
Which you spoke on the first take, yes. So real quick, the whole LeBron thing, and I listened to you and Max was – everybody says LeBron's a great leader, but I just want to know from you, Stephen, what's your definition of a great leader? Because everybody is different.
For me personally, I don't think LeBron's a great leader. I think he's the leader of the Cavs, but I don't think he's a great leader. As a matter of fact, I think one of the reasons he's being held to the carpet is because he constantly talked about his leadership, and I don't think leadership is consistently separating yourself from the rest of your troops, which is something that he does. I think a leader galvanizes the troops and coaxes much effort and production out of them as one possibly can, because they're not just going to war, they're going to war for him. That's a leader.
Exactly.
And I don't think that's always the case. I think at times that's been the case with LeBron. I don't think that's always been the case.
I agree 100%. I just thought it at you because I hear Max say and the other guys say, oh, LeBron's a better leader than Kobe. That's why I put him in. But I'm going to throw this back at you, Stephen A. Would we ever question Kobe's motivation, Kobe's heart, and Kobe's will to, if he loses 1 year, you know he's going to come back the next year. You're not going to hear from him, but you know he's not going to be on social media. You know he's not going to throw his teammates under the bus. You know whoever's with him, the other 13 or 14 troops with him, he's going to do what he can to get those guys ready to be prepared for the upcoming season rather than doing all the unnecessary stuff. That's what I believe separates Kobe from LeBron. Kobe's
an assassin. And you want me to tell you one of the more telling moments of a Kobe Bryant? And you're going to appreciate this when I break this story down to you, because you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to remember. It's going to be an epiphany for you.
Okay.
The Jimmy Kimmel Show is on, and Kobe Bryant is on there. And Jimmy Kimmel showed the horrible Lakers ending a 14-game losing streak with Swaggy P and these boys acting like absolute clowns, like they won something. And he showed the video to Kobe, and the whole audience is laughing because Kobe just looked, and he was furious and had very, very little to say.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Because his whole thing is, what the hell is this? There's nothing funny about this. Y'all think this is cute because you ended a 14-game losing streak? That's Kobe.
That's Kobe, Stephen A. Because I remember talking to you once before, Stephen A. I mean, I don't believe guys want to be great anymore. There's nothing but excuses. Kobe never struck me as that person. There's a lot of guys.
LeBron wants to be great. LeBron wants to be great. Here's the problem. I don't care what anybody says. We say this in hindsight. We say this in hindsight, Chris. LeBron walked into that NBA Finals knowing he was going to lose.
Yes, that's not a good mindset. You can't.
That's not a good mindset.
You guys see that though, Stephen A. Your teammates see that going in.
Not at all. He walked into that Finals knowing he's going to lose. When he was interviewed in Boston after they clinched the Eastern Conference crown, and he was asked about the Golden State Warriors, he said, "I don't even want to address it right now. That's too stressful." What?
Oh, wow.
What?
Got you, Stephen. Yeah.
And then walked off the court after he lost, hugging with his head up, and it's like, yo, I did all I could. I averaged my triple-double. It was not good. It was not good. Appreciate the call, Chris. 866-729-ESPN. Your calls to close out the show in a minute. It's the Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio.
You're listening to the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
To the phones we go before we get on out of here for the day. Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio. Let's go back to the phones. That undefeated list, theundefeated.com. Website sponsored by ESPN, focusing on African Americans, African American history. Top 50 black athletes of all time. Check out the list on the Undefeated right now. Big Pete, you're live with Stephen A. Talk to me, man.
Hey, how you doing, Stephen A., man? I love your show, man.
Thank you, bro. Go ahead.
They supposed to have on that top 5, they supposed to have Magic Johnson at number 4, Doug Williams at number 5 for what he went through when he played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I know, but you got to take into account all that you've accomplished. Like Doug Williams was, we appreciate the fact that he's the first African-American to win a Super Bowl. We get that reality, the only one really. But at the same time, he's not a top 50 player of all time.
Oh, no, he's not a top 50 player.
Yeah, he's not a top 50. And then we got to look at Magic Johnson. He might be on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, but Magic Johnson, I don't know if Magic Johnson comes before, I don't know if he comes before Kareem, and he damn sure don't come before Jordan.
Oh, but but I think he was the greatest point guard.
That's true. That's true. But we're talking top 50 athletes of all time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can put him at 4. I love Magic, and the Magic Man's the Magic Man. I don't know if I can put him as high as number 4 all time overall.
Yeah. Yeah, but
right.
I took an account to what he done for the community, for as far as black people, as well as what he done on the court.
He's busy, extraordinary businessman. Extraordinary businessman, accomplished a great deal, but at the same time, he had the support of the white community as well. Remember, he wasn't black; he's Magic.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, that's not knocking him in any way. They just loved that smile. They were very, very comfortable with him. And even though they hated on him when he was going against Boston, the fact that he ultimately befriended Bird and whatever was an incredible help. Magic Johnson was never a pariah. Never.
Yeah. Yeah, you telling the truth about that. Kareem toughened him up.
Okay. That's right. All right, man. Appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Sergio in L.A., you're live with Stephen A. Talk to me. What's up?
What up, Stephen, man? I just got to chime in on this situation with Colin Kaepernick. I'm from Los Angeles, and I'm a diehard Miami Dolphins fan, man. And I know we have a big fan base out here, and a lot of us are disappointed with this Jay Cutler signing. I understand the relationship with Adam Gase, but when you compare the style of play with Tannehill, Colin Kaepernick is a better athlete, and he's a lot more similar to him.
Stop right there. Don't even talk about the football. This is not about football. This is about the fact, listen, the one place that I do not have a problem with Colin Kaepernick not landing is Miami. Because when you wore that Fidel Castro T-shirt and you got 34% of the populace being Cuban, they don't care about that kneeling for the national anthem. That's not their national anthem. They're from Cuba. He offended those people by supporting somebody they believe to be is their version of Adolf Hitler. That's where your problem lies with Colin Kaepernick being in Miami.
I mean, I can kind of understand that, but when you're talking about a team that's trying to win right now, you have to go with the best player that can give you the opportunity.
My man, are you Cuban?
Am I Cuban? Nah, I'm actually Mexican.
Okay,
Mexican.
you can't speak for them, man. If they think that kid Fidel Castro, if they think he's Hitler, right? Then that transcends all that other stuff you're talking about to them.
I mean, I can see what you're talking about.
That's why I said Miami. That's why I said Miami's the one place. Miami's the one place I'm not going to knock them for doing that. It's the other, like the New York Jets. What excuse do you have when Josh McCown and Christian Hackenberg and Bryce Petty are your quarterbacks? What excuse do you have to not have Colin Kaepernick in there?
They don't, and that's why I said I know he's being blackballed. Like, clearly, we all know what's going on, and that's the whole situation. I mean, it's just unfortunate. He's a great athlete. I wish he could have joined our team because I know he would have gave us a better possibility in winning.
Yeah, but you got people. You got people saying, "Look, man, the San Francisco 49ers stood up and supported him. He quit on them. Why the hell should another team take him?" That's what they're saying about him, man.
Jay Cutler, come on, man, Jay Cutler.
No, I'm going to hang up on you. You're not listening to me. You're having your own conversation. I brought up Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers. You bringing me Jay Cutler. I said you got people saying he quit on the 49ers. That's what they're saying. He opted out of his deal. He could have still had a job. He elected to go. Brian in Manhattan, you're live with Stephen A. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, what's going on? I just have to talk about you leaving Tiger Woods out of your top 10. Now,
yes,
I
sir.
could agree the trials, tribulations, he didn't have to go through maybe. But he went out there and he said, no, I'm going to be the best golfer out there. I'm not worried about being the best black golfer, being the first black golfer, this, that. I'm going to go out there and be the best golfer I could be with the chips full they made. Now, if the parameters of your top 10 are who went through the trials and tribulations, then you kind of can't put Jordan on that list because there were many before him and many accomplished a lot before he did. Now, he may have marketed himself
Whoa. How many dudes are walking around with 6 titles, unblemished in 6 trips to the finals, with 6 NBA Finals MVP, and universally recognized as the best ever?
I'm not going to argue with you that he's not the best ever. That's what we're going to see. But you can't say that Tiger Woods isn't the best golfer that you're going to see.
Well, wait a minute. We can sit there and say that he's the best golfer, but in the same breath, when you're talking about black athletes, 50 greatest athletes. I'm allowed to take into consideration some of the greatest who have ever done what they've done in their respective sport and the adverse circumstances under which they lived, as opposed to Tiger Woods, who shunned and dismissed himself from that kind of situation. I'm allowed to do that.
You absolutely could.
While still recognizing that he's the greatest golfer ever.
If you're going to wrap it all up in there, and then also in that top 10, I didn't even hear one person even mention. I heard Doug Williams, which, like I said, first black Super Bowl win.
Yeah, but he's not one of the top 50 all time.
No, he's definitely not. But what about Bo Jackson?
Bo Jackson's up there. Deion Sanders is up there.
Athlete. I mean, he might be a top 10 candidate.
He is a top 10 candidate, sir. We were talking about the top 5.
I didn't hear him in the top 10 initially. That's why.
Let's also go with this. I'm also questioning whether or not a golfer's an athlete. So it's the combination of those two things working against Tiger, whereas there's no question that Jordan was an athlete. Then you got the Bill Russells.
Because I'm not sure about that either.
Now listen, then you got the Bill Russells, you got the Jackie Robinsons, you've got Jesse Owens, you've got Serena Williams, you got Muhammad Ali. Hey, I mean, you got to look at that too.
Crack, I admit it.
All right.
Kind of crack.
All right, man. Appreciate the call. Let's go to Robert. You're live with Stephen A. You only got a minute, Robert. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick, Stephen A., big fan. Just want to say this, man. I'm kind of annoyed by the take that you have on Kaepernick and the fact that he quit on the 49ers. That is definitely not the case. There's been hold on.
That wasn't my take. I revealed what folks called me about and were saying, and I asked a question.
Right. But one of your own colleagues have written a story that basically said he was going to get cut anyways. John Lynch on Sirius XM radio pretty much stated it. Shanahan's on record.
Stop right there. If you recall, when Colin Kaepernick renegotiated or restructured his deal that would enable him to be a free agent at the end of the season, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan hadn't arrived yet.
Right, but after they have arrived,
I agree with you.
They have spoke many times about how he didn't necessarily fit the system and that he was going to get cut anyways.
Okay, I got you. I got to interrupt you because we got to get on out of here. But again, he did not create those circumstances for himself after they got there. He did it before he even knew they were going to be the ones there. That's what you have to take into consideration. That's what can't be ignored. Let's talk about it again in 22 hours. I'm signing off, but I'll be back in 22 hours from now. Until then, peace and love, everybody.
That's just a sample of what you'll hear on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM Channel 80 and the ESPN app.